Hello everyone. In this presentation, we are presenting an exploratory study of bot commits, over 12 million of them actually, that we hope can give us a deeper understanding about them. I am Tapajit, a PhD student at the University of Tennessee, and I worked with Bogdan Vasilescu from CMU, and the project was overseen by my advisor, Dr. Audris Mockus. Now, I don't believe that I need to give an extra motivation for studying bots to this community. However, I would like to highlight a few interesting things. For example, in this instance, a bot found a vulnerability in a dependency of a project. A bot created a pull request for fixing it. The pull request was verified by a CI bot. The pull request was even merged by a bot, and the bot celebrated the merge with a GIF. So that's how sophisticated bots are becoming nowadays. In fact, it is not uncommon to see the bots as being one of the top contributors of a project. In this case, a bot named Scala Stewart made more commits to this particular repository than the creator of the repository himself. Although the total number of lines changed is much smaller, but this reveals the impact of bots in the current state of software engineering practices. Now, the overarching goal of this project is to get a deeper understanding of the bot commits. We are trying to characterize the commits by the type of file operations performed by the commit. That is, whether a file was added, deleted, or modified. We are also trying to see what type of files and languages these bots work with and identify the file types that are modified together with other types of files. The data for this study was obtained from our paper, Detecting and Characterizing Bots That Commit Code, which was published in this year's MSR conference. A quick summary of what we do in that paper. We present a systematic method for detecting code commit bots called BIMAN, which stands for Bot Identification by Commit Message, Commit Association, and Committer Name. Now, our method is a combination of three heuristics, the result of which is combined in an ensemble model to answer the final question: is the commit author we are looking at a bot? For more details, please have a look at the paper. Now, while working on that project, we compiled a dataset of over 13.7 million commits created by 461 bots, each with over 1000 commits, and made this dataset available through Zenodo. This data contained information on the files modified by the commits, which is what we are looking for in this project. After doing some filtering on the dataset for removing the ones without a changed file or for which the files could not be located, we are left with over 12.3 million commits. And that is the dataset we used for this study. However, that dataset also has information about the author ID, the commit SHA, the time of the commit, time zone, and the commit message and the projects this commit is associated with. So if you think this might be useful in your study, we invite you to take a look at the dataset. Now, from that dataset alone, we can address two of the questions we asked. What are the file types and languages these bot commits modify, and which type of files get modified together? However, to know if a file was added, deleted, or modified by a commit, we need some extra information. For getting that information we required, we looked at the World of Code dataset, which contains version control data from all open source projects that use Git. The dataset we used contained over 116 million unique Git repositories and over 1.8 billion commits. This dataset was introduced in the MSR 2019 paper about the same topic. So to identify if a file was added, deleted, or modified by a commit, we search for the blobs associated with it before and after the commit. Blobs are how the contents of a file are typically stored in Git. Using the APIs provided by the World of Code, we created a C2FBB map, which stands for commit to file to the old blob associated with the file before the commit and the new blob associated with the file after the commit. This makes answering this question very simple. If we don't see a new blob, that means a file was deleted. If we don't see an old blob, that means the file was added. And if we see both new and old blobs, that means the file was modified. Now, let's try to characterize the bot commits by the file operations. First of all, we can have commits that do only one type of file operation for all the files it updates. It either adds, deletes, or modifies these files. Then there are commits that do two different types of file operations. For example, it might add some files and modify some other files. And finally, there are some commits that do all three types of file operation in a single commit as well. Looking at the file operations performed by bot commits, we see that an overwhelming majority of them just modify these files. Additions are the second most common, though they are around 10 times rarer than modifications. Deletions were found to be very uncommon. We also found that the bot commits rarely perform more than one type of file operation. And even for such commits, the ones involving file deletions were particularly rare. In terms of the number of files changed, we found that most of the bot commits only update one or two files. However, the maximum number of files modified by one single commit was found to be a whopping 1.1 million. Looking at all the instances of all file updates, we see that almost half of those instances are file modifications. 68% of the commits we studied modified only one file, and around 5% of the commits modify more than 10 files. Now let's look at the file types these bots work with. To identify the file types, we look at the file extensions, extract those file extensions, and for identifying the file type, we use the linguist tool provided by GitHub. The files that are not covered by the linguist tool, for example, files like .aurinfo or .icloud, are marked as others. So we found that the files of type, configuration, documentation, data, and the files related to web development languages like HTML were the most frequently updated ones by the bot commits. We have much more details about that in the paper, so if you are interested, please go and take a look. Now let's look at which type of files are modified together. We used association rule mining for identifying the file types that are modified together. We found 323 non-redundant rules with the minimum, median, and maximum sizes of 2, 4, and 6. The support for those rules were relatively lower, but they had very high confidence values. The lift was positive in all cases, suggesting that the rule does find the file types that get modified together. Now let's look at the top 5 association rules we found by the lift values. We see that the files of type ignore list are most frequently modified together with other type of files. We can also see that the confidence values associated with these rules are pretty high. This graph visualizes all the association rules we found. The nodes in the graph are the different file types. The lines in the graph connect all the file types that are present in a particular rule. So the type of files that are frequently modified with other types of files have a higher connectivity. So this graph shows us that the file types that do get modified frequently with other types of files also include Markdown, YAML, JSON, text, shell, and we can also see a nice cluster showing HTML, JavaScript, and CSS files are frequently updated together. Finally, we share the C2FBB map that we created through Zenodo, which includes information about over 150 million instances of file updates by all the commits that we studied. So this file contains information about the commit SHA, the file updated, the blobs associated with the file before the commit and after the commit. So this concludes our presentation. In summary, we found that the majority of bot commits just modify files. Files of type, configuration, development, data, and types related to web development are the ones that get modified more frequently, and the files of type ignore list, markdown, YAML, JSON, text, shell are the types of files that get modified frequently with other types of files. If you have any questions, please do reach out and drop me a mail. Thank you.